Hello YouTube, and welcome to Honestly Anime. And honestly, Gurren Laggan, watch it. With that out of the way, this past week, I've been watching Gurren Laggan. Oh boy, it's so good. It's been such a refreshing anime for me, especially after coming out of that. And yeah, it's just been great. Mainly though, I really was enjoying the ideal of it. I mean, it's very simple, just push yourself no matter what. But that's very much something that I absolutely love. I love that kind of push yourself to the very brink and then push harder kind of sense. And man, Gurren Laggan, it emanates it from all ends. It is lovely. So yeah. Anyway, the pacing does feel weird at first, but you kind of have to stick with it. Trust me. Get to the end. It's worth watching for the whole thing, because it gets so much crazier and so much larger than you could even imagine it will. It is amazing. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get through our 6 points and why you should watch Gurren Laggan. Our protagonist for this anime is Simone. Now, he's a interesting protagonist. Towards the start, he's kind of just wimpy, and overall, he's an alright protagonist. He does a fairly good job. But he really does cool things later in, like once he gets into a leadership position and stuff. Oh boy. And you get to watch as he grows as a person and stuff. It actually is handled very well, especially considering how much this anime does with its 27 episodes. It does so much stuff, and Simone is no exception. Throughout the whole anime, he is constantly changing, and I honestly kind of love it. Then again, his ending, that disappointed me a little, because, it was just kind of overly sad. He had a very disappointing end to everything, which is just man, he worked so hard, and that's his reward, but you kind of have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. That's my only complaint with the protagonist, though. Other than that, he served his purpose, and he did it very well, fitting with the entire theme of the anime. Supporting characters. Now, this one is very interesting, because Gurren Laggan had a lot of enjoyable characters. It really did. I mean, just to get through the two most significant ones, starting off at least. Kamina. Kamina is a tenacious man who was trapped in the underground along with Simone, which, I swear, that guy is just great. When they're talking about the brave, courageous leader of Team Gurren, they're talking about Kamina. Of course they are. And not only that, his personality acts as the driving force for those around him, which is just, it's a really cool dynamic, just seeing people around him getting really pushed just because of how tenacious he is. It's like his energy pours into everyone else around him. It's so cool to watch. And then, there is Yoko, the other prominent character here. Now, Yoko, she... At first, there's not a lot to say, though she kinda had a lot of sad stuff happen. But in the end, it was kinda interesting, because she went towards a teacher kinda thing. I don't know, it was a little strange, but honestly, I kinda enjoyed it. It was a big surprise to me. But, hey, it's just cool. And then, we have all the other characters. I'm not going to go through each one. That would take me way too long. But, just know that, everyone feels like they're kind of given a purpose. And later on, some of the side characters become the main people of the story. They just take control of it. especially like this one boy in the underground, which I'm not going to name because I don't remember his name, but he was one of the biggest characters and also had some of the most development. I honestly really liked his dynamic with Simone, but all of them interesting. Supporting characters, a big yes. Alright, so for the action of Gurren Laggan, it was so good, especially later on, but every single hit in the fight had just so much impact. It felt like nothing really went to waste. If someone punched, they punched with the intent to win with that punch. I really did like the fights. Just big scale attacks, big scale everything, honestly. Big scale mechs, big scale stakes, just all of it was just great. I love it, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and it got a little bit ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of started getting out of the realm of anything, but it's still fun. I really enjoyed it. Like, after so long, you just learn to not care that they're in space throwing galaxies at each other. You know, it's all chill. What of it? Anyway, I'll continue on this a bit later because some of it ties into the animation section. Anyway, sadly, that's not what comes up next here. The dialogue. The dialogue was really quite interesting, because it really was interesting to watch them talk to each other, especially since these are characters which you can actually care about some. I mean, maybe I'm just a bit biased because of the anime I just came off of. But, yeah, these characters are great. You can really get a feel for, like, why they're saying things. And the anime really does play with their personalities sometimes, and it really just makes all their interactions fun. I mean, that's a lot of what this anime is. It's a good bit of fun. Anyway, one of its biggest things with the dialogue, it actually made a lot of references to its past. So there's like a time skip after so long, but it made a lot of references to like before the time skip, which I honestly kind of like. They bring up like a lot of old lines. So yeah, that's honestly really quite cool. Okay, the animation was so impressive, especially considering it didn't use like any sort of 3D as far as I could see. Nah. Imagine having to draw 2D, just giant mecha robots. But please don't like flex down in the comments. But imagine having to draw like every frame of that. Ooh, that must be so hard to do, but dang, Gurren Laggan does it, and it does it well. For the technology they use and how advanced it gets, they do so much. It is so impressive. Not only that, but a thing that I talked about with Haikyuu, they add so much emphasis onto some of the attacks, and I absolutely love that stuff. Just, it adds so much impact, so much force, and you can really feel that this attack is reflecting an explosion the size of the Big Bang. Yes, this happened. Alright, so the plot was really cool. You see, the central theme, it's centered around evolution, and constantly changing as a person and moving forward. And the cool thing is, the plot does that. That's what the plot does. You start underground, and everyone is trapped, and then they get out of the underground, they throw a revolution, they try and stop the king, they eventually establish their own civilization, grow and evolve on their own, and then they get to the final frontier and they overcome, like, the anti-spiral and everything. It's all super cool stuff, and I love how the plot evolves. because that's the theme of the anime, constantly evolving. And the plot, it goes through stages. It's so cool. I love it. Can you tell I love this anime? No, you can't. I love this anime. It's so good. It does so much right. And it's just so good to come off of Irregular straight onto this. It was just a great time. Anyway, that's about it for now. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this brand new episode of Honestly Anime. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with this series. It's been a good time. Anyway, suggest any animes that you'd like to see on this series in the comments below, and I might just get to them. I mean, it won't be like next week probably, because I'm probably gonna have to choose an anime pretty fast. But, you know, just suggest different things, and I will try and check it out if I can. Anyway, with that said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode, and if you have, consider leaving a like and maybe subscribe to the channel as well. I mean, we're well on our way to 100 sub summer, and I am hyped to hit it. Thank you guys for watching to the end, and I'll be seeing you dudes in the next one. Peace.